Well, gentlemen, good morning. I think it's more of a questions and answer session today, and a follow-up or a look back over last night's. One could only describe it as an impressive performance, despite the fact that we'd have all liked to see a little Mr. Lewis in action longer, I think.
Tonight? 9 4 and 4.
Alright. Listen, don't get too close to the money.
We'll see these again. Deals.
16 stone. Lennox Lewis, 16 stone.
Not many people are
What colour shirt you wear?
Next door, yeah?
What colour shirt you wear? Sorry?
Red?
Get out of here. Frank, what colour shirt?
Take a ball. Get your glasses. You can't trust those colour signs, you know.
Yeah.
Cannot trust them.
Put them down, Johnny, don't sue you. Sorry, you don't sue you.
Just sit down and be like, let me just find a mirror. Yeah, it's in the
Alright, you remind about those reverses as well. Well, the two shop, okay, so just stand up with this two shop, there's just a couple of questions about it. What was your toughest test so far? Do you see it that way?
Every fight is a tough test for me, you know. You never know what to expect when you get in there in the ring. So you never know.
This time, your opponent has been accepted by everybody, so there shouldn't be too many complaints with what happens.
No, they shouldn't. I'm happy about that, and I'm sure everybody else is happy.
Today, it's exactly 12 months since your very first pro fight, and tonight is your 12th fight. How happy are you with the progress you've made?
I'm very happy. It'll get it, you know, it'll give me a chance and give the people a chance to look at my progress throughout the year.
Because after this, you're fighting abroad,
Yes,
and then you want a title.
yes. I'm going to go after the European title in September.
I don't think Frank could take another one of those. He's getting a few grey hairs now.
Obviously, Lennox, you had your first 8 round last fight, which was quite academic. Are looking for the same quick fire finish this time or not?
Well, you never know what can happen. This is boxing. It can all end in one punch.
I mean, would you like a long workout, or did you want a quick finish?
Well, the longer I'm in there, the more chances I'm taking, put it that way.
know about this guy now?
Not too much. He's as big as me. I'll know on the night.
The other guy was nice and tall, but he seemed to do better against him than the last guy.
In fact, I like boxing taller opponents, guys my size. I usually find I do better against those opponents.
So you're just taking him as an opponent, like, you know, not delving anybody else.
Repeat the question, sir?
You're just taking him as an opponent, you ain't delved into what he's done, what fight he's been.
Well, I'm not making it a big thing. He's obviously here to beat me, to try and beat me. And that's what he's going to try and do. So I have to take him serious. I take all my guys I'm going to fight serious.
How far do you see before you move into the league of the second division heavyweights in the world? Fighting it?
Shortly.
No. So if I was 10 round fight, then I'm saying.
Maybe next 2 or 3 fights.
No, what don't suppose you should sit outside, sitting next to her. That's the one talking on. Picks up the phone. No, that's your number. There you go. All right.
Let me ask you, Lennox, what you've been doing, training, some of us in the way, where you've been and how it's gone, the quality of the training?
I've been up in Cornwall for 6 weeks training, and I've had 3 sparring partners for that duration of 6 weeks. And I've had some good training, great training. Plenty of time to prepare.
Did you get tense for such a long time? You keep very keen to fight now. Was it all the longest you've had?
No, I never really got too tense because this is one of my goals that I'm after, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm very hungry for it.
Did you see a film of Shane fighting with him?
Yes, I did.
The second one or both?
Both.
What did you feel?
Well, he threw enough punches to win. He's a worthy champion.
What sort of weight do you expect to be in combat then?
16 stone.
Be careful.
Do you hope that you'll win quickly?
You never really know what to expect or what can happen. Anything can happen in a heavyweight fight, though all you guys know about that already. But yes, I would like to win early.
Would that be fair to say that if you do win this championship, that you'll look to Mason to make the first defence?
I would want that. I would definitely want that. But the question is, would he want that?
Can't say, Colin, obviously that we'll be pushing the ball of control. Now they've made a decision with Mason's eyesight. Obviously we're pushing the ball of control. We are actively pursuing the Mason fight. Not so much pursuing, demanding. So Mason must make a decision in the next few days whether to give up his British title, either put up or shut up is the answer we're asking for. Never mind all this.
Oh, he wants to be on the right hand. Hold on. We'll come back to it. Kind of. That's I'll set him up, all right?
Really tight. I think I'm looking at they love each other.
Get on, you guys, range and pictures.
What does he want? Turn towards me. So we get Lennox behind. That's it. That's it. So Lennox, can you come in?
I'm Pedro.
Come forward.
Il est comme ça. I'm Pedro.
That's it, Len.
Lennox, turn this way.
Is this that me? Len. Len. Hand it down. Hand it up. Have it over here now. Jump. One more.
Please.
Len. Go this way. Len, that's it. Put them down. That's it. Eugene. Over here. Let's go back. Len. Go back a wee bit more. Len, look down. That's it. Let's go back a wee bit more. Come back a wee bit more.
I've got a video of this.
You boys playing this. That's it. There we go.
That's it. Take him out
needs to impress now, take his time. McCrory coming back. That was a good right uppercut there from Lennox Lewis. Oh, just missing. Whoa, I thought that punch missed. Obviously caught McCrory on the end of the chin. It's all over. Lennox has done it. 2 rounds.
You're appearing on Wogan tomorrow night on BBC Live, so that will help his image as well.
Right. Lennox, last week at Wembley, very publicly stated that you would knock out Bruno in 3 rounds. What are you going to do for Williams?
Williams, I don't see the fight going the distance with Williams, but he is a survivor and he's never been knocked out before, so I hope to be the first one to knock him out.
Do you think it may last longer than 3 rounds?
Yeah, Williams is a big man, and like I said, he's never been knocked out before. Bruno got hit with a spoon and a bone.
I mean, it's very interesting. We've never worked with Sky before, but and if you've read the newspapers, gentlemen, the amount of adverts that Sky put on the newspapers is staggering. And the adverts that have been appearing on Sky, we never got that with anybody.
Good jab from Lennox. Oh, good one, uppercut. What a cracking shot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The count was speeding up. That count looked a little bit fast. Derek's still looking wobbly. There's a sportsmanship there. Well, there's a cracking punch from Lennox.
For a British heavyweight world champion is over. Well, that's the claim of boxing manager Frank Maloney. He's just signed up Lennox Lewis, the Olympic super heavyweight champion from Canada. But Lennox was born in East London 23 years ago and says he's simply coming home. Olympic boxing champions can turn their gold medals into gold dust when they go pro. Lennox Lewis from Forest Gate is no exception. His impressive skills in the ring had offers flooding in from the biggest names in the game. But to everyone's surprise, he chose to sign up with London's Frank Maloney. Lewis, 6'5" and 18 stone, is ideally equipped for a boxer, and his amateur record is impressive. He says he can't remember the last time he lost. He left London for Canada when he was only 9 and became a national hero by winning in Seoul. So with the boxing world at his feet, why back to London?
Because I realized in Canada, boxing's not big, and all my friends were telling me to get out of Canada, go somewhere where my sport is big. And I realized it's either the States or London, and London's really big on boxing. I feel it's got one of the best fans in the world.
The public here, of course, idolised Frank Bruno, who's twice failed to bring back the crown. How do you think you're going to fit in with that?
I feel I fit in quite well. I can restore a lot of people's hopes, and hopefully showing them my style of boxing, they'll see it too.
The deal, worth around £250,000, even promises to look after him for 5 years following retirement. He'll start with a bout in London in July, and his first title in sight is Gary Mason's British Crown. Frank Maloney can't believe what he's done.
It's like a dream come true. Yeah. I think you interviewed me a long time ago when I started out, about 3 years ago. I started with what I said was a dream with Danny Mole and Eli Franken. They've both fallen by the wayside. And then up pops Lennox Lewis, and it's like winning the pool.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for turning up in such numbers to the first of, I'm sure, a series of press conferences aimed at publicising the Azuma Nelson-Jim McDonnell clash at the Royal Albert Hall on Sunday, November the 5th. Fireworks at the Albert Hall. Of course, we're joined by a lot of other people today, and before we sort of go into details about Azuma Nelson and Jim McDonnell, let me introduce people at the top table with us, most of whom, of course, I think all of whom you know. The extreme right, Jonathan Barnett, Chief Executive of the Levitt Group. Frank Maloney, very Chief Executive of Frank Maloney Promotions. Next to him, of course, Lennox Lewis, the Olympic gold medal winner. Past to the far left, Errol Christie, all of you will know. Chris Eubank, #1 middleweight contender. And Jess Harding, whose last fight was for the British heavyweight title. So I leave my friend here to the right, because he'll have plenty to say for himself in due course. Troubles and tribulations with Don King are nothing to the troubles and tribulations with Mr. Maloney, because we will be giving Mr. Lewis, I'm sure, a good test on November the 5th. He comes here with the pedigree of Olympic gold medal winner, and of course a tremendous career looks set out in front of him. But as I've been saying to Frank Maloney over the last few days, he's got to have a fight. Everyone who fights on Matchroom Bills will have a competitive fight, and that's something which we're discussing opponents now, but I'm sure you'll be pleased when you see them. There'll be no easy knockover jobs at the Albert Hall. We staying? Most will be going. In the meantime, let's have a look at. Let's have a little look at Mr. Lennox Lewis in action from last night. He's the Olympic super heavyweight champion with the record of 3 times TKO from England and Canada, Lennox Lewis. was number 3 or 4? 4. Yeah, 4. That was number 4. Number 5 we can see on November the 5th, and I think you can see something. I don't know what happened when they first started. It was one of them couldn't spell halitosis. I think they got a bit too close to each other. But it was an interesting career.